First problem, a vector is not changed if option A, rotated by angle theta, multiplied by random number, and C is moved parallel to itself. Think for some time and answer. So we have known the special cases. This is the answer. When it is moved parallel to itself, the vector does not change. Okay. Next question. We will see another problem now. Next problem will be based on addition. Second problem, we have been given this. This is a vector. This is east, this is north. Okay. This is R vector and this is B vector. Okay, this is diagram 1A. Diagram B is given. B vector, A vector, and resultant is this is east and this is north. And C case is given. This is B, this is A, and this is R, east, north. And D case is given as east, north, vector A, vector B, and this is the resultant vector. So it is asking which of the drawing shows the resultant vector correctly. Which of the drawing shows the resultant vector correctly? When do we say that it is the resultant vector? When the tail of the first vector touches the head of the last vector. When the tail of the first vector, here the tails are not touching, so it cannot be this. For B, the resultant tail is touching the tail of the initial vector, no, so it cannot be this also. It cannot be this also. So this resultant vector, the tails are touching and the heads are touching of the final vector. So this is your correct answer. All right. Next question. What is the angle between A vector and B vector? Four cases are given. Case 1, this is one vector, this is A, this is B, and this is making an angle 120 degrees. And case B is given. This is A and this is B vector. This is 120 degrees. C, (120 degrees). This is A and this is B. And fourth case is given as This is A vector and this is B vector. So what we have been asked? We have been asked to find out the angle between A and B. So how we need to find out the angle between A and B? We need to arrange the pair of vectors in such a way that the tails should coincide. The tails of the vectors should coincide. Then only that is the angle between the two vectors. So now for case A, how will the tails coincide when you project the vector A along the line? So this is the angle between the two vectors. This is 60 degrees. Right? 180 minus 120, 60 degrees. Now for this case as well, we have to have the tails meeting. We need to have the tails meeting. So here the tails are meeting. So here it's already 120 degrees. Here the tails are not meeting. So how do we get the tails to meet? Right? How do we get the tails to meet? The tails can meet if we take B further like this, and A also we take further on the right like this. Right? So this will be the angle 120 degrees. So this is the same angle 120 degrees. Now for the last case if we have to join, if we have to make the tails meet, then we have to subtend B along. So this will be 180 minus 120, which is 60 degrees. So these are the angles: 60 degrees, 120 degrees, 120 degrees and 60 degrees. I hope you are enjoying the problem so far. Let us take another problem. Fourth problem. There are two forces. Okay. And each of the forces is F. Okay. And it is shown in the figure. This is one force F. This is another force F. This is 60 degrees. It is asking magnitude of resultant. Think for a while and solve. Pause, think and solve. How do you solve this? We need to find the magnitude of the resultant. Now if we, I'll redraw this. I have the force F here and I have this force F here. This is 60 degrees. So now if I join the tails together, I will get something like this. This will be 120 degrees. So the resultant will be, this will be the resultant. Right? This is the parallelogram. If you remember, parallelogram. This will be the resultant, R. So what formula should we use for resultant? This angle is 120 degrees. The angle between the two vectors, this is also F, right? The other vector is also F. It is 120 degrees. So how can we solve here? Here we solve R is equal to square root of F square plus F square plus 2FF cos of, either I can take it as minus and then 180 minus 60, or I already got this angle between the vector, final angle after projecting. So I can directly take it as plus, because I already projected it and took it 120. So I can take cos of 120. So this will be root of, it will become 2f square plus 2f square cos of 120 will be on the second quadrant, and the reflection of cos of 60, and cos of 60 is half, right? It will be a reflection of cos of 60, so it will become minus 1 by 2, right? So we can solve this. So it will become square root of, what will this square be? How much will this be? You will get 4f square minus 2f square divided by 2. So this will become square root of 2f square divided by 2. 2 and 2 will cancel. So r will become equal to f. Right? When you have two equal forces, then the resultant will also be equal to f. So let us take some more problems. Should we solve some more problems? If you are enjoying, write down in the comments. If you want me to take further problems, I will take it in the next session. Okay. Let us solve one more problem. We have solved 4 problems. Let us take one more, fifth problem. Fifth problem will take two forces of magnitude ratio is given. Two forces ratio is given. It is 3:5. When it is a ratio of 3:5, gives resultant 28 Newton. Angle of inclination is 60 degrees. Find magnitude of each force. So how do we solve this? It's a middle level type of question. So let us say we have force A, and this force A is the first force is 3x, okay, and the other force B is 5x, okay. The resultant is given as 28 Newton and theta is 60 degrees. So now we know resultant is given as square root of A square, which is 3x the whole square plus 5x the whole square plus 2 times 3x into 5x cos of theta, which is 60, which is the angle between them, right? So this you will get, we will have 9x square plus 25x square plus this is 15, 3 5 the 15 into cos 60 is half, right? Cos 60 is half, so half will get cancelled with this 2, so you will get 15x square. 15 plus 25 will be 20, 30, 40 plus 9, root of 49x square will become 7x, right? R will become equal to 7x, and R we know is resultant is basically 28 Newton. So how much will be x? X will be 28 divided by 7. So this value will be equal to 4. So what will be the magnitudes now? A will become equal to 3 multiplied by 4, which is 12, and B will become 5 multiplied by 4, which is 20 Newtons. So this is the way how you will get the resultant forces. Let us solve one more final problem. So we will take one more final problem. Let us do a sixth one. Okay. Sixth problem. Interesting, isn't it? two forces whose magnitude are in ratio, not this one, six. A particle slides. I can't memorize all the problem. I'm looking into the paper and trying to write here, okay, with a velocity, but I'm trying to solve it with you only, with a velocity of 3 meter per second at p. When it reaches q, it acquires a velocity